Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
We are putting a bow on our Friday snow, but the next shot is just around the corner. Find out when we're getting the shovels out again in some spots coming up. Rod?
The city of Lansing preparing for the worst, hoping for the best, as there is the possibility of a violent protest come Sunday. We'll have the scene on the ground.
But first, we're going inside the investigation. A look at the evidence against former Governor Rick Snyder in the Flint water crisis. We're glad you're with us tonight at 6. The former governor's legal team is preparing to defend him against 2 misdemeanor charges of willful neglect of duty.
Now, prosecutors would not say what the investigation uncovered, but our consumer investigator, Hank Winchester, did some digging today. He's live now with what evidence we'll see in court. Hank.
And Karen, Devin, good evening to both of you. You know, a lot of the investigative work was done here right behind me inside the Wade County building where Kim Worthy was helping control this investigation. But what investigators were looking at, well, it involves a lot of communication going between the cities of Flint and Lansing. The case against former Governor Rick Snyder is now focused on 3 things, we're told: witness interviews, phone records, and emails. The investigative team went through thousands of documents, searching computers, iPads, and phones, working to establish a key timeline. What did the governor know, and when did he know it?
Getting the digital text message, telephone, email, any of that type of digital communication is vital in present modern day investigations. That's how people communicate. That's how they communicate about important events.
We're told the former investigative team, headed by Todd Flood, was also closing in on the governor. And while some debate whether he would have been charged, those close to the case say charges were on the way right before Attorney General Dana Nessel moved in and took over the investigation. However, it's unclear what charges the governor may have faced then. Yesterday, prosecutor Kim Worthy wouldn't reveal details of the investigation, but made it clear she feels the case against Snyder is solid.
As the evidence comes out, it would be plain for everybody to see why, in fact, charges were absolutely necessary in this case.
There are a few timelines and phone records that emails would help explain and reveal. When did the governor know the water was an issue? And when did he realize it was a public health emergency? Some point to the Legionnaire's outbreak as being key.
He testified under oath about a date when he says he learned or knew or became aware of a problem. And now the investigators are going to look at other evidence that shows that Governor Snyder apparently wasn't telling the truth.
Back out here live, that testimony in front of Congress is key because he revealed information under oath, and now investigators will be looking at those emails and putting the pieces of the puzzle together. The former governor is expected back in court sometime next week. We're live here tonight. Hank Winchester, back to you.
Yeah, Hank, that timeline is really critical. Any reaction, by the way, today from Snyder's legal team?
And Karen, not today, but yesterday the statement that was released was very clear. They believe that these charges are completely bogus, and the former governor and his legal team look forward to the day in court. Back to you.
All right, we know you'll stay on top of it. Thank you, Hank.
Well, we knew that, what was it, 2 days of sunshine? We knew it wasn't going to last.
I know. I already had those glasses already cleaned from my gross little area in my car, and now I don't need them anymore. I guess we're going to have a big round of rain and snow, right, Ben?
Yeah, we got a little bit of that obviously through here today. We'll see more before the weekend is finished, but in between, we are in for a little bit of a break from the snow, and that's after getting as much as 2 inches in parts of the west zone. A lot less, though, on the east side. Storm tracker floor, really not a whole lot to show you right now. This is going to be the last of the organized stuff. We may see a very rogue snow shower tonight, but it's Sunday. That's going to be the next chance for accumulation, and some of the heaviest snow with this next push is coming right across the southern end of the state, so that'll be here on our doorsteps as we head into the finish of the weekend. Current temperatures at and above freezing, still seeing a little bit of brightness in the skies. The sun is setting. Those clouds have started to break. So as the snow ends here, we got a few flakes on tap for Saturday, but we're going to look at the timing of that stuff on Sunday and find out just how much we're expecting when we close things out and head into the King holiday on Monday. Don't forget to get the download the Local Forecasters app, because you can catch up on the weekend and see a very active 10-day forecast. It is free in your app store by searching WDIV. Guys?
All right, thank you, Ben. Well, the state and city of Lansing are preparing for possible trouble at the state capitol this weekend.
In fact, today a fence was put up around the building, and there's a lot more being done in anticipation of protests that may develop on Sunday. Rod Maloney shows us how the neighborhood around the Capitol has changed today.
It was the mayor of the city of Lansing who first gave us an idea that this is not going to be just the average protest if it happens on Sunday. As a matter of fact, he asked the governor to roll out the National Guard, and today she agreed to do just that. Along with the FBI, the Michigan State Police, they're all trying to brace here and prepare. The Capitol Commission ordered this fence running across the Capitol's front this morning. Lansing Mayor Andy Shore said these preparations are for something quite different.
We had protests every day after the election. You know, we weren't hearing of Proud Boys and Boogaloo and even, you know, there was limited militia and things like that. But now you're hearing all those terms.
Lansing Police Chief Darrell Green says it goes beyond even that.
I would probably classify it as unprecedented preparedness.
And that's leading downtown Lansing businesses to brace for trouble as well.
I've had a few businesses tell me, hey, you know, we want to have precautions, so we're going to board up. You know, we're not telling people to do that, and we don't board up for people. But a lot of the businesses have faced, you know, in the past, situations where they have windows broken and things, and they want to take precautions, and I'm not going to tell them not to.
There are new security cameras going in, the windows boarded up at numerous private businesses just steps away from the Capitol. Also, to remove temptation, heavy bike racks snapped up and placed in storage. Chief Green says he wants to avoid the kind of destruction in downtown Lansing that it saw during violent protests last summer here.
Sincerely encourage you to stay home if you don't have a specific purpose to be downtown.
As you can well imagine, there have been a lot of meetings on this subject, and today the Michigan legislative leadership met, got a briefing on the security situation, and they decided that their legislative session scheduled for next Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday should be canceled, and they did just that. In Lansing, Rod Maloney, Local 4.
So in addition to Capitol businesses boarding up windows, the state boarded up windows at the Romney building, which is where the governor's office is located.
A federal judge has set a trial date for the 6 men accused of plotting to kidnap Governor Whitmer. The men will stand trial on March 23rd on charges of conspiracy to commit kidnapping. They're accused of planning the abduction at the governor's vacation home because they were angry over the state's coronavirus restrictions. They face up to life in prison. 8 others are facing charges in state court for talk of storming the state capitol and taking hostages. Now to the coronavirus and a grim milestone as the virus continues to grip the world.
The global death toll topped 2 million today, just 1 year after the virus was first detected. For some perspective, that would be, well, the entire state of Nebraska, or the entire country of Brussels. Today, of Belgium. Today, the state of Michigan reported nearly 2,600 new cases and 29 new deaths. State now accepting applications for its employee assistance grants. The $1,600 is available for people who work at restaurants and entertainment venues. State says the website is to apply is working, but it's working slowly because right now it is being overwhelmed. We'll keep an eye on that.
Meantime, the vaccine rollout across the country has been slower than many hoped, and Michigan has released a new timeline of when you can expect to get a shot.
We are currently in phase 1B. That's people age 65 and older and some essential workers. State says the next phase may begin in May. That would be more essential workers and people with health conditions that put them at a higher risk for COVID trouble. All remaining essential workers are on track for the vaccine in July. Everyone else will be waiting right now, according to the estimates. Now, this could change, but the estimates right now would put that at August. Important to note here, very fluid, though. It depends on vaccine availability, and the state thinks these dates may move up a bit. Certainly, a lot of people will hope so. Now, President-elect Joe Biden makes a big pledge to get more shots in the arms of Americans.
Today, Biden rolling out his vaccination plan with a goal of 100 million shots in his first 100 days in office. Biden says that goal is very obtainable.
Some wonder if we're reaching too far for that goal. Is it achievable? It's a legitimate question to ask. Let me be clear. I'm convinced we can get it done. And this is a time to set big goals, to pursue them with courage and conviction, because the health of the nation is literally at stake.
Biden also wants to vaccinate more priority groups, open more vaccine sites, and use the federal government to ramp up vaccine supply.
Demand is high and supply is low. All week, our Sean Lay has been tracking the difficulty of getting an appointment for the vaccine in Metro Detroit. And today he spoke with a woman who's been teaching in person for months and couldn't get on the list until now.
If you're an essential worker or a senior 65 and older who has health issues and simply can't get that vaccination appointment, you might be feeling like this tonight.
I feel like I'm Veruca Salt from Willy Wonka. I want it now, only because I feel like I've been putting myself out there since September.
Tricia Olivnik has been teaching at a private preschool in person for months. She is an essential worker. She's having no luck getting an appointment to get a vaccine.
As soon as they opened up to teachers, I was on the Oakland County website. And it crashed.
Tricia is with Beaumont. That's a random draw, and she says they don't know she's a teacher. Question: how do health systems prioritize with what little vaccine they have to make it equitable? Henry Ford Health System addressing that question today. It has identified 300,000 patients, 65 plus, with health conditions in its system that are eligible for a vaccine right now, and it's following state and CDC guidelines on who gets the vaccine. Henry Ford trying to reach everyone. It's now setting up a phone system for patients that don't have computer access, and like everyone else, it doesn't have the supply right now to meet this demand.
What we really believe the solution to the frustration is to support what President-elect Biden and others have said, which is to get the vaccines that are all available out into the states so that we can all ramp up our numbers and really get to all of these important populations as quickly as we can.
I want to be on a list. I want a vaccine.
Well, we suggested that Tricia text Meyer for an appointment, and at least now she is in line for that appointment. All you have to do is text COVID to 75049 to Meyer. We'll put all that information on our website. Click on Detroit.com. Sean Lay, Local 4.
All right, Sean, we've got much more ahead here at 6.
Here's Jamie.
In a regular year, the De La Salle Pilots would not even make the playoffs. But as we know, this is not a regular year, and they have a big opportunity Saturday against Oak Park. I'll explain.
And it's a lot more than a dented car. How a suspected drunk driver did tens of thousands of dollars in damage downriver.